So if you are planning a summer getaway, you may want to check to see if your travel insurance policy covers cancellations caused by jet fuel shortages. That's right, Manulife has announced it now considers jet fuel shortage a known event, meaning if your flight gets canceled, you won't be able to make a claim. So with more on this, let's bring in Martin Firestone, the president of Travel Secure, certainly knows the industry very well. Martin, great to see you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
All right, talk about rubbing salt in the wound, because expensive, then you have cancellations for a lot of people. Now if you find out your insurance doesn't even apply, what's happening here and what's your reaction?
It's not a surprise. In fact, Manulife, the surprise there is that they waited this long. The majority of insurers back on April 22nd declared it a known cause, simply meaning it is really not an unexpected risk now. In fact, it is a risk. Liken it to a hurricane heading to Florida, and people are buying trip cancellation interruption because they're worried their flight won't take off. This is the same attitude that's happening now with respect to, will my flight get canceled because of a jet fuel shortage?
Okay, so this is becoming the standard really in the industry?
Bottom line, I preached it weeks ago. I said, if you bought a trip with non-refundable amounts of money, highly recommend insuring it for cancellation and interruption, because it won't be long before the insurers all come on board and suggest it's no longer unexpected. It is now considered a known cause. So really, it's too late now, but those who were prudent enough to buy it prior to May 5th with Manulife or April 22nd with some of the others, they will in fact be covered, but nobody going forward.
Right. So what options do people have? You know what this is going to do to the industry as a whole, and people's, not just people's travel plans, but a lot of people I think are just not even going to bother in the first place.
I'm not seeing that yet. I see travel still as buoyant as it was. What you have to do is be a smart traveler now. Still buy cancellation and interruption for the million and one other reasons. You getting ill, traveling companion, family member, travel advisor being called by your government, weather, things that aren't known causes. So with that in mind, all I can suggest is, it's never the flight, because you get your money back for the flight. It's the cruise you didn't make. So you can't time things so close to one another. Like, I'm going to Rome on Monday and I'm catching the cruise on Tuesday. I think you need to leave yourself additional days in the event a flight is canceled.
This may be an unfair question, but how do we know they're telling the truth when they say that?
The insurance company?
Well, the airline, when they say it's jet fuel shortage.
Oh, the airline. Yeah, great question. They give a reason. Typically, you know, it was mechanical, it was safety, it was a labor issue, it was the pilots have flown there a lot of time and can't. I believe that if your flight got canceled, they'll address it as the reason why there was no fuel. Much like there was no fuel in Cuba, that's why airlines canceled flights there. They're just saying now there is a possibility, especially in Europe and Asia, that could happen. So you know what? We're going to take that particular line off the table at this point.
Okay, and we're going to see more cancellations. I mean, certainly as this progresses, don't you see it happening more often?
Oh, it's only a matter of time. At this point, you're being told chances are there's a fuel surcharge or higher fare to go. So that's your first challenge. Do I want to pay the money and go away? Next, you're going to be told that flight may be canceled as they want to put schedules and consolidate them. So it's going to happen. This could drag on not only through the summer, but even into the holiday season next year.
Okay, so just to recap, and I know you touched on this, but it begs repeating in many ways. What are people's options? What can people do in the short term?
Basically, try not to time things so perfectly. If you are going to Europe, as an example, and you're flying there to catch a cruise, to rent a house, to do things that you have paid non-refundable dollars for, give yourself a few extra days of leeway. If the flight gets canceled, it's not going to be forever. It's a question, did it get out that day, or you're not getting it out till the day after, or maybe 2 days later. So try to time it so that you still have time to catch the non-refundable expenses that you paid very big money for at one point, and give yourself the additional time.
Okay, but the other thing too, a lot of people are just canceling the routes altogether.
They are. I don't think it's the popular routes. I think it's the ones that they don't make a lot of profit on for whatever reason. I still think vacation plan travelers who are going to France, who are going to Italy, who are going to Japan, who are going over there, those are flights that will not get canceled. They may be consolidated and not fly there as much, but they won't get canceled totally.
All right, good stuff, Martin. We appreciate this. More bad news, but nonetheless, great to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
That is Martin Firestone, president of Travel Secure, a travel expert. Certainly knows the industry extremely well. Thanks again, sir.
Thank you.